In this video, I'm going to reveal a trading strategy called options trading that you can use to trade 5 shares and funds that I'm going to reveal to you so you can play all of this crazy market volatility that's basically happened during the trade war. I'm going to give you a high level view of how this works. I'm not going to go in super deep because this is more aimed at sort of beginner traders and options traders looking how to play the markets at the moment. So I'm just going to give you an overview so you understand it, and then at the end of the video, if you want to go into this deeper, I'm going to give you a resource of how you can do that. Just a little bit about me. My name's Grant. Full act of honesty and transparency. I'm by no means a professional trader. I do this for a bit of fun. I use it to grow my retirement fund and earn some extra money, and it's really good fun, especially at the moment because the markets are crazy, which is really good for you and me. So I'm not going to sort of blow smoke up your backside saying like I'm a professional trader, I'm going to promise to make you millions of dollars. That isn't the case. I'm more of a guide. I do all the research. I follow some very smart people, and I want to share all of these things with you. So if you want to play the market volatility, you can, and I'm going to give you extra resources at the end that will allow you to do it. So on with the video. So let's just have a little snapshot of where we are in the market. So yesterday saw one of the biggest falls since the 2008 crash and COVID. The markets have just gone into nosedive. A lot of people are panicking, investors are panicking, and a lot of people are going, oh my God, I'm losing loads of money. And I've got, I'm on a lot of traders lists, and even some of the smart traders have lost a ton of money, both in crypto and the stock market, because everything is crazy. But let me just tell you something really interesting. Volatility is your best friend. I can guarantee without a shadow of a doubt that since the markets have crashed, the absolute elite, with all of the money and the really smartest traders are going to make an absolute fortune out of this market crash. You make the smart traders and investors make most of their money out of big crashes or huge market volatility because it just allows them to play the swings and buy stocks, high quality stocks at bargain prices. So if you're smart, the smartest and wealthiest investors are going to make an absolute ton of money off this. But what I'm going to share with you today is going to allow you to tap into that profit potential. Now, I'm not going to promise you're going to make millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands %. The strategies I'm going to give you are going to allow you to, start scalping profits, make 20% profit here, 30% profit there. You might make a bit more, but we're going to be going in and out and trading the rise and falls. Okay, so let's get on with it. So, options trading. If you're not aware of options trading stocks using options allows you to profit whether a stock rises or a stock falls, which is perfect at the moment because options work best in market volatility. And all market volatility is you're seeing wild prices in the stocks going up or it's crashing or it's going up. So we're seeing a lot of volatility in stock prices at the moment, in terms of a crash, and it's the perfect environment to trade using options. So I'm just going to go into high level what an options contract is. So an options contract is merely a contract that gives you the right to either buy or sell shares. And the thing is, we're not buying or selling shares through the options. What we're doing is we're paying a premium to purchase a share, whether we think the price of the stock's going up or going down. And if the share price moves in our favor, like it goes above a certain point that we pick in our options contract, we basically make more premium than we bought for, and we can sell it back to the market for a profit. And that is basically options trading. And you do this. So if you think a price of a stock or a fund is going up, you buy a call option. And if you think the price of a stock is going down, you buy a put option. Basically, in that period of time, you hold the option. If the stock goes in your favor, you can sell that option on for a profit and make more premium than you bought it for. And that is the name of the game. And the strategy, what I've learned to use this is something called mean reversion. And all mean reversion is, in its most simplistic form, is that we're looking really for stocks to be overstretched above the mean 20-day average. So what will happen is you'll have the average, and if a stock goes too far in one direction, whether it's up or down, eventually that stock is going to want to snap back because someone's going to either want to pull profit or buy stocks, and it's going to head towards back towards its mean 20-day average. And that is kind of like how you can predict volatility. So when a stock's going too high, someone's going to panic and want to pull their profits, and that's going to cause other shareholders to do the same, and then the stock crashes. Then it goes too far in one direction, and then obviously people buy. And so you're going to be using a strategy called mean reversion. So what are the 5 shares at the moment that we can use to basically trade this crazy market volatility? Now I'm going to give you 5 shares now. I've just got some notes here, so if I look over, I'm just reading them out for you. The first one is the iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF IBIT. This is basically an ETF fund that basically tracks the price of Bitcoin. And I don't need to sort of explain to you how volatile Bitcoin is, especially at the moment. So I can tell you now, this has been one of the most profitable funds to trade this year. Made lots of nice little profits trading this fund. All the trades that have been done this year on this fund have all been profitable. We're talking 30. I think the most profitable one was made about 100% in only about 5 or 6 days. So this fund is brilliant. This fund has been great to trade over the past 3 or 4 months. Next one is the Invesco QQQ Trust Series 1. Basically, this fund has a lot of exposure to tech stocks and the NASDAQ. And again, tech stocks are generally overpriced, and they're going to be in for a price correction, and the trade war's going to affect it. So this is going to be another ETF that is going to be perfect to be traded using options because it's got a lot of access to tech funds and the NASDAQ. The next one is the iShares 20+ year Treasury Bond ETF. This one tracks Treasury bonds. There's going to be a lot of volatility in Treasury bonds for however long this trade war lasts. Next one is the United States Oil Fund USO. I think from the traders I'm listening to, the oil price is going to be this demand's going to go down. So there's probably going to be quite a strong correction in the price of oil, and hence this oil fund. So that's another one that we could potentially trade with options. And last one is the SPDR S&P House Builders ETF XHB. House builders are going to be crushed by this trade war because house builders import a lot of their materials. So we're going to see a lot of house builders shares crashing, and this fund tracks a lot of main house builders. So you can expect a lot of dips and probably rises as well. Perfect to trade with options. So that is, I think, one of the best strategies that I have learned of how to trade this crazy sort of trade war at the moment. And I'm not going to come here and give you trades because I'm not really qualified to do so. But what I want to do is just give you the overall strategy and the shares that are going to be perfect to trade this environment. And another thing I'm going to say as well is trading options is actually more profitable than holding shares. And it's actually not that risky because you actually take less risk. So say for example, you want to buy, let's just say you want to buy Apple shares. Let's say Apple's trading for, let's say $150. You want to buy 100 shares in Apple. That is going to be $10.5 grand, $10,500. You want to buy an option in that and hold those 100 shares with an option. You can hold that option for a fraction of a cost. Say an option holds 100 shares. So the premium on each share, let's say the premium's $10 to make the maths easy. You can either have the right to buy and sell those shares for a fraction of a cost for $1,000. And you can make far more profit a lot more quickly by taking less risk by buying Apple shares, in this example, trading options, whether you buy a call or buy a put. So options are a great way to trade. It takes a little bit of understanding, but once you're away, it is absolutely perfect. So I've given you the basic high-level view and the 5 shares to trade this market. If you want more resources to do so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to a service I use to trade options and get trade recommendations and new research like this. It's called One Ticker Trader. It's run by Larry Benedict, who's one of the world's very best options traders. You can join for 80% off. I do believe it's only $99, which locks your membership in for basically a whole year, which is, perfect. And if you start implementing Larry's trades, he's going to be giving loads of trades out at the moment because the market's bonkers. You're going to get loads of trades. You're going to make your money back easily, and you can use it to either make a bit of an extra income or slowly grow your retirement fund and just profit off this crazy market conditions, because who knows how long it's going to last. So I'll link to Larry Benedict's One Ticker Trader below. Get 80% off and join for $99. Get all of his research, all of his options trading strategies, learn how to trade options, and you get all of his options trade recommendations with his 5 shares here. I'm also going to link to a presentation Larry did, which goes into greater detail, like me, of basically how you can trade this crazy trade war. I'll leave a link to that below. It's a presentation he's going to do explaining his strategy. He's basically talking about what I do here, but on a deeper level. Just in the full act of honesty and transparency at the end of his presentation, he will offer to join his service. If you want to do so, great. But if you don't, no worries at all. Also, no pressure at all to join the service. If you don't want to, no problems at all. You can just figure things out for yourself and have a dabble. But if you do it, just be smart about it. Don't put all of your money on. You can enter each one of these trades. Every time a trade comes out, you need about $300 to $500 to enter one of these options contracts, whether you buy a call or a put. So you don't need lots of money to get started, but really I would say you need about $1,000 to, trade options properly, a nice bank, and then slowly build your account over time. So there we go. So that is what I've got for you. Link to One Ticker Trader below, and also Larry's presentation about how to trade this crazy market, which is going to be going into greater detail. Also, if you got value from this video, one or like, one or subscribe, and also ask me a question below. How are you going to trade the markets? Have you got any questions about this strategy? If there's any questions you got, answer below. If you found this content useful, do let me know below, because if you do, I will do more content like this to help you guys out, and we'll hopefully all win together during this crazy time, because I think 2025 is going to be a very volatile year. I don't think the war in Ukraine is over. I don't think the Middle East war is over. All these trade wars are just going to create a global trade war. Europe and the US unbelievably aren't the best of friends at the moment, so market conditions are going to be all over the place, but that means we can profit using the strategies that I've laid out today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll speak to you soon.